Yeah. Why don't you go in the front there?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we start, I asked you if you would come up and introduce a very, very special guest. So eyes on you, please.
This is my mom, Miss Skok,
And she's a wonderful,
opera singer.
and we're so lucky that she's here to sing for us today. Would you please give her a round of
Applause.
applause?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Boy, I am just so happy to see all of you today. I mean, this is just such a great honor for me because I get the chance to spend the next 40 minutes or so with you in a musical atmosphere, introducing you to opera. Does anybody know opera? Anybody know anything about opera? Maybe I'm not introducing you to it. Maybe you know all about it. Do you listen to opera? Do you ever listen to the Met broadcasts on Saturday afternoons? No? You should sometime. They're broadcast every Saturday on the radio, the Toll Brothers, and you can hear the different productions coming live, and they broadcast it all over the world. Did you also know that you could see performances from the Metropolitan Opera in the movie theaters now? Did you guys know that? You can. Sometime you should say to your mom and dad, hopefully you'll want to after you hear my little presentation for you today. Hopefully you'll go home and say, Mom, Dad, take me up to Crossgates to see the Met. Because I think it's like every few months they do an HD broadcast live from the Met. And I have to say that I was very, very blessed to have spent 12 years at the Metropolitan Opera. I sang in a lot of operas there. I sang as a soprano at that time. And I discovered along the way that I probably should have always sung mezzo-soprano. Does anybody know what a mezzo-soprano is? Yeah, it's like a medium voice. It's more of a medium voice. I'm not real low and I'm not high. I'm kind of like right in the middle of the bar. So I discovered that through a lot of interesting experiences that I've had in my life. Things haven't always been easy, and I've had to learn how to sing. It seemed like I was always having to learn how to sing all these years, but I've had great experiences. I've sung with some of the greatest orchestras. I've sung at Carnegie Hall, several performances at Carnegie Hall, mostly as a mezzo there. And all of my work at the Met was as a soprano. So I thought what we would do today is rather than me just sing at you, that I would sing, I prepared 4 selections for you, okay? And I would talk for just a brief second about what each selection is and what it means, because I'm going to present 4 different languages to you today. So would you guys take a guess? Would you think what kind of languages I might be presenting to you? Because you're all so smart. Yeah, right over here. This young lady. French, excellent. In the back there. No Spanish today, but I do sing in Spanish. You study Spanish next year, right? The middle school? That's awesome. Yes. German. Oh, that's what you're going to say? Italian. And one more language. Huey. It's our native language. English, no. Oh my goodness, that was so cute. Not Slovenian. Skok is a Slovenian name. That's where he came up with that. I love it. So you're going to hear 4 languages today, okay? And I'm going to start with Italian, okay? And the first piece that I'm going to sing for you is from an opera called La Clemenza di Tito, and it's written by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Has anybody heard about Mozart?
Yes.
Yeah, Mozart's pretty cool. He writes many, many notes. You're going to hear a lot of fast notes in this piece, okay? And my character's name is Sesto. And believe it or not, I play a man. Can you believe that? That a woman voice in opera, in the medium range as a mezzo, often plays the role of a man. So it's called pants roll. And my voice as a lyric mezzo is capable of singing and being hired for a lot of pants rolls. So the 4 pieces I'm going to sing for you today illustrate things that I get hired to sing. Okay? So without talking more, I'll just tell you that as Sesto, I've been ordered by my love, the woman that I love, Natalia, to go and kill Tito. And, you know, I love her. I want to make her happy. So I say, okay, I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'll go do it. Because I'm only thinking of you. Translate it. And I translate it word for word. So I take out a piece of paper and I'll write out each Italian word, and then underneath each Italian word I'll write the exact literal English translation. And I do that over and over and over again. And then I write the text out, and then I speak it, and then I sing it, and just a lot of practice. And as I'm singing in the foreign language, I'm thinking the English. I'm not thinking Italian. Does that make sense? The Italian's coming out of my mouth, but my mind is thinking the English translation. That was a great question. Yes? Yes? How many languages do I speak? A little bit of everything, just a little bit, you know. I had Italian down quite well because I spent a lot of time in Italy 1 year, but if you don't practice it, it's not easy to hold on to. But I've sung, I sing in German, French, Italian, Spanish, Czech, Russian, and I think that's it, and English. So, yes? It takes me a while. It depends on the length of a piece. It depends whether it's an opera aria. That was called an aria from an opera. If it's a song, the fastest I've learned something, I think, was the Spanish set in 2 weeks. I learned, 7 songs in 2 weeks in Spanish. But I can kind of really work it in. I work kind of fast. Yes, I got so many questions here. Yes. Great.
What's one of the main things that separates you from normal, what separates pop singers from normal pop singers?
Boy, that's a great question. He said, what separates opera singers from pop singers? The only difference, really, voice is voice, okay? Good voice is good voice. Doesn't matter what genre. You know what genre means? It's style. Whether it's pop, rock, jazz. The difference is that opera singers sing, woo, in their head voice. With pieces of chest dominance, and in pop, they sing in the chest voice, you know what I'm saying? So it's more, and it's just a different style. But I love all kinds of music. I don't just listen to opera, that's for sure. I have everything on that little iPod. Yes? I couldn't hear you, sweetie. Okay, she asked, how do I keep my voice healthy? I don't scream. I don't abuse it in any way like that. I make sure that I get my sleep. I drink a lot of water. I've learned how the parameters that I have to keep myself in order to stay healthy. I can't go to basketball games and scream my head off and stuff like that. I just really watch. I really watch my voice. Yeah.
How do you keep your voice from not like popping in the middle of the song?
Lots of years of work. Years of practice. I sing so there's nothing in my throat, but it's more of a spin up in here. I like to think that I have 3 main resonators. I'm sure you learn a lot of this from Mrs. Saboti, but I like to think that there's chest dominance, and then there's the mask, and then there's head dominance, and I utilize all 3 of those, and my throat is never going to resonate. The only thing that happens is that 2 little pieces of flesh called vocal cords come together and vibrate when I pass minimal air through them. Yeah, I don't use this. I don't know what this is. Yeah. Shall we go on with the next one? Yeah. An aria is the name of a song from an opera. Like you hear, like a pop song, it's called an aria in opera. Okay, shall we go on to the next one? Okay. Should we do the Obama? Now I'm going to sing something in German for you, so you hear a little bit of German, okay? And hold on a second. Okay, and the translation of this is written by Bach. Has anybody heard of Bach?
Yes.
Johann Sebastian Bach. Has anybody played his piano piece?
Musette.
Pardon me?
Musette.
Say, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, is it? No, that was my aunt on that one.
Oh, okay. Well, this is from the St. Matthew Passion, okay? And it's, I can find my notes. Okay, it was, it's a sacred oratorio. It's one of his most famous, okay? So today I'm showing you opera, oratorio, and song, okay? A choral song. And so this was written, and it sets the chapters of 26 and 27 of Matthew. And the words are basically, forgive me. You know, we've all kind of betrayed a friend, and this is about a friend being betrayed. Okay, so let's do it. It's called Erbarme dich. And also, you'll notice with Bach, there's something called ornamentation that we do a little bit of. So the second time that I go through it, you'll hear a little bit of different notes, ornamentations that I kind of make up as we go. Okay, this is in German. Questions on that? Does anybody notice the difference, the line, the legato in the lines of that? The different colors. Sometimes it's louder, sometimes it's softer. Everybody get the feeling that I know what I'm saying? When I said bitterlich, you know what bitterlich means? Do you think? Any ideas? Almost, it means, go ahead. Bitterlich. Anybody have any ideas? Almost. It means bitter. So I tried to paint the word as bitter as I could. You know what I'm saying? Did anybody catch any of that? That's a lot of what happens in classical singing. Well, in pop too, but really it's kind of a defining thing in classical singing. Any questions on that one? Huey?
That song, I kind of was some of the words got lower and some got higher.
Yes, yes. But I get hired to do a lot of Bach. That's something, everything I brought to you today shows you what I would be hired for. Mozart and Bach and Handel, primarily. Yes. How do I do that? Vibrato is something that's supposed to be in the voice, and I'm not doing it, it just happens. You know what I'm saying? I would have a problem if it was too wobbly, or too, mine is just doing what it should. Yeah, even, you notice some of the best pop singers have vibrato. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah. Pardon me? A libretto is the text of the dialogue in the opera. So it's in either Italian, if it's an Italian opera, then that's your text that's being sung. Okay, that's a great question. Yeah, wonderful questions.
What does bravo and bravo?
Bravo and brava. What language do you think that is? That's Italian. That's what everybody yells when it's a good job at the end of the opera. You'll hear bravo from the house. And that's usually for a male performer because that's the masculine of the word. That's the masculine. And the feminine is what we say. Brava. So if it's a woman who is sung and everybody likes it, they hear brava. That's a great question. I couldn't hear you speak. A musical is a different style, right? An opera is more in classical form, and music theater is more in that. It's a whole different, and it's done mostly in what language do you think? A musical. English, yeah. You could answer that. That is a loaded question. It's awesome. We could discuss that for days. Yeah. How is what? Oh, how is opera singing? You mean in person? Okay, well, if you hear it on the radio, you're usually mic'd, so you can get it through to the radio waves. But in opera, do you think the opera singers sing with a microphone? No, they don't. They don't. Isn't that amazing? They don't. Do you think my voice carries into a big hall? Yeah, it does. Okay, shall we move on to the next? And then you can ask me questions when we're finished, okay? Because I want to sing two more things for you, okay? So the next one is from a choral piece, and this is in honor of your most fine teacher, Mrs. Skok. Okay, this is a choral piece written by a gentleman named John Rutter, and it's called Feel the Spirit, and it's 7 movements of spirituals, American spirituals, set to orchestra and chorus. And I'm going to sing the 6th one, and it's called Deep River, and I like it so much that I've made it a solo. But if you were to hear this sung in the way that it should be sung, I would have you guys singing it with me. Wouldn't that be cool? With orchestra? Okay. area, and then you can ask me a few questions, okay? This is from Carmen, one of the most famous French operas ever. And Carmen is wanting some kindness shown to her. And she's went and caused some trouble, and she's been thrown into jail. And she's telling Don Jose, the guy that she likes, to set her free. Concerts and hearing you guys sing. You guys are just awesome. And you play a big part in the musical community. And by you listening to me sing opera today, you have made your contribution for the day to opera. And opera needs you guys because in this country right now, opera is really struggling. I don't know if you guys have read the newspapers, but they're trying to close San Diego Opera. They closed New York City Opera. The Metropolitan Opera is now trying to downsize all of the fees for the choristers. So we're in a bit of trouble, and some of it is because young people like you aren't being taught about opera, because you're the future. You guys are going to either A, sing in the opera, B, support the opera with your money, or B, go and watch the operas. So you guys don't realize just how tremendously important this was today, and what great, great supporters you are of opera, and I thank you. So anybody want to say anything before I think we have to call it pretty soon. Yes? What I do what? No, that's how I sing. Yeah, no, that would be, if I sang any louder, I would be trying to make something that's not me. I stay within my voice. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't have any voice problems. If I were to push out, I would have problems. Yes?
Why did you want to be an opera singer?
That's a great question. You know, I didn't look for opera. To be honest, I'd like to be Beyonce, you know? But my voice wasn't that. It just wasn't that. And I had a voice teacher who taught me that I had a head voice, and I had to go with what my voice wanted me to do. I didn't look for opera. I didn't even look for the Met. The Met basically came to me. It just kind of all unfolded. But you have to sing. That's one of my biggest pieces of advice. If I give you any advice today, you must to sing what your voice wants to sing. If you're supposed to sing Broadway, then sing the Broadway. Don't try to sing an opera or whatever, vice versa.
Do you have any favorite opportunities that you have?
I like them all. I sing with a lot of them. I know them. A lot of them. Wasn't it amazing that Renee Fleming sang the national anthem this year at the Super Bowl? Yeah, I've done a lot of shows with her. She's amazing. I've seen her climb up there for years. It's great.
Who inspired you to become an opera?
Who inspired me? I had a very good voice teacher when I was 12 until I was 16. She taught me my head voice. And I basically had no choice. It just was where the voice was. I just kind of said, I'm going to go to college and I'm going to sing, and that's what I did. And then it just kind of all unfolded. How does it singing in front? How does it feel singing in front of a lot of people? I get nervous. I've always gotten nervous, but I love it. After the first few seconds, I'm okay. It's fun. It's fun to share.
And one more question, boys and girls.
Right here. Oh, no. One more. Didn't you ever have? Oh, she had your question. Did you want to get a question? Do you have the same question? Who wants one more question? Yes.
What is a libretto?
What is a what, hon? A libretto? They already asked that. That was a good question, though. Yes. How do I what? Yes, I've sung a lot of places. In South America, I've done a lot of recitals. I've done recitals across the country. I've sung in Israel. I've sung in Italy, Austria.
Great,
Yeah.
boys and girls, let's say bravo and drama.
Yeah.